Good morning, Unity on the Lakeshore. We are so happy to be with you this morning. So let's get this party started. Get up on your feet, move and groove, and sing this opening song with
us. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart and mind. Let's do it again. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart and mind. You know that I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. About lending a hand. Let's dance now. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. That's right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Good morning, Unity. I'm your host. My name is Luis, and I'm delighted to be here with you today. I'd first like to welcome our guest speaker, Rev Duchess Dale, who will start things off with prayer.
Good morning. We'll talk more later. Let's just get centered together now, if we may. So I ask that you set aside all that brought you here this morning, the alarm clock, the car, the coffee, and let your body just settle and your mind and heart open. And we invoke the presence of the Holy Spirit. We invoke that divine idea of God as the infinite intelligence that we are, welcoming it into this day, this service, and all that we share and do. Blessing the words, the music, the people, the intention, and the collective consciousness that drew us together today. I bless this service and all that it contains, and all the people who are here, and all the people who are streaming in or watching later, so that the divine idea and intention of the Unity service today enriches and fills your hearts. I give thanks, I release, I let it be, and so it is. And so I am, and so we are.
Thank you and hello to all of our online streamers, and thanks to our musicians for their wonderful music. Unity on the Lakeshore is a non-denominational spiritual community anchored in loving acceptance. If you are here with us for the first time, please know that whoever you are or wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. And at this time, we recognize the Christ candle. If you can read along with me, the statement on the screen. We light the Christ candle, remembering the Christ in us. Please join me in speaking our mission statement. We embrace all people and honor all paths to God. We create a sacred space to raise the awareness and consciousness of the one Spirit in us all. We anchor ourselves in affirmative prayer, forgiveness, generous sharing, and loving community in service to our spiritual awakening. Now our affirmation of faith. There is only one presence and one power as me and as the universe, God, the good, omnipotent. And please join us for a congregational song.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me, and it returns to me.
Today we have two readings. The first is from Sunrise by Barry Neal and Susie Light Kaufman. Happy people attract what they want from life, often more than unhappy people. We do not become happy because we get what we want. We get what we want because we choose happiness first. When we turn our minds and hearts to the loving God within, we draw to us all that is good, healing, and uplifting. Seek first the kingdom, and all else shall be added. Whenever we hold a judgment, we cut ourselves off from source. To offer forgiveness instead of attack is to quickly and consciously reunite our heart with a good we seek. This is how we make the way for miracles. The next reading is by Wayne Muller. Many of us incorrectly assume that a spiritual life begins when we change what we normally do in our daily life. We feel we must change our job, our living situation, our relationship, our address, our diet, or our clothes before we can truly begin a spiritual practice. And it is not the act, but the awareness, the vitality, and the kindness we bring to our work that allows it to become sacred. Now, Reverend Duchess will lead us in meditation.
Let's see how this microphone and I get along. Fortunately, meditation is mostly silence. with that nice breath that we share. Let the body give its way to the chair that is holding you. Gently close your eyes if that's comfortable. And allow the breath to guide you. Let your mind and body become soft. Give permission to the external world to be still and return later as we join together in this opportunity of going within. And whether you're sitting at home or here with us, turn within to that inner sanctuary. Take that breath and surrender to the moment. Take a moment of stillness and silence to let the mind filter down, the body soften, and the breath deepen. If your thoughts begin to scatter, smile from within, gently acknowledge that. Take another breath and sink into the now. No judgment, no expectation, just being here now. We might hear the sounds that are outside, but they do not disturb us. We can be in alignment with the external world while we are turning within to expand the inner consciousness, to invite spirit to create a place of welcoming, receptivity, and awareness to that which we share and that which is often revealed in our silence. And we take another deep cleansing breath as we sit by the shore of consciousness. Dipping our toes into that infinite water of truth. And the heart and mind expand just a little bit more. And I know that the chakras are important here, and you're aware of that. So let us begin with our awareness to the root chakra. And if you're new to the idea of chakras, just follow along gently and quietly, your eyes closed, to the root chakra, which is the red color. And I'm going to move us up like an elevator, going to the penthouse of spirit. Root chakra red. Another breath up, and now we're in the sacral chakra, orange, creativity, the fertility. And then the elevator moves up to yellow, the color of the sun around our torso. This is the gut instinct, our strength. Feel as if it's radiating the way sun's rays do out from within you. And from those lower level chakras, we move up further to the mid-range, which is the heart chakra. Green, verdant green, the green that I see so plentiful here in this town, in this state. Green. Nature's own blanket of love. And then the elevator moves up to around the throat and the mouth, which is blue. Communication. And it continues up to around where that third eye is. And we think of purple or lavender. Deep purple. A royal color, a royal consciousness. And then we take a breath and we move up to the crown chakra, to the white light of spirit. And as we enter into that, we feel it cascade down and around us, embracing us, uplifting us. And we feel the connectivity with the divine. And now that we have lit our own inner rainbow, we are ready, willing, and receptive. And gently we begin to stir, maybe moving the hands or the feet, or you're circling your shoulders. And then when you feel comfortable, take another deep breath and exhale and gently open your eyes to this moment.
You're not the only one who feels like this, feeling like you lose more than you win, like life is just an endless hill you climb. You try and try, but never arrive. I'm telling you something, this racing, this running, oh, you're working way too hard. And this perfection you're chasing is just energy wasted, 'cause you're perfect like you are. So go ahead and live like you love. It's okay to act like you've been set free, 'cause love has made you more than enough. So go ahead and be who you're meant to be, and live like you loved. Live like you love. Live like you love. Live like you loved. And live like you know you're valuable, like you know the truth inside your soul. 'Cause mercy has called you by your name. Don't be afraid to live in that grace. I'm telling you something, this God we believe in, yes, it changes everything. No more guilt, no more shame, love takes all that away. Gives us a reason to say, so go ahead and live like you love. It's okay to act like you've been set free, 'cause love has made you more than enough. So go ahead and be who you're meant to be, and live like you love. Live like you love. Live like you love. Live like you love. Just live like you love. Walk like you're free. Stand like you know who you're meant to be. Live like you love, like you believe. This love is all that you'll ever need. So go ahead and live like you love. 'Cause love has made you more than enough. So go ahead and live like you love. It's okay to act like you've been set free, 'cause love has made you more than enough. So go ahead and be who you're meant to be. Live like you love. Live like you love. Live like you love. Live like you love. Like you know who you're meant to be. Just live like you love, like you believe. This love is all that you'll ever need. Live like you love.
And now, Reverend Duchess.
Thank you. We're going to use the handheld mic, which is going to require me to be more stationary than I'm used to. But I have the order of service, I have this, and good morning. Am I okay for where you guys need me to be? Thank you. Good morning to you. Good morning to those who are tuning in live or watching later. Let me explain who I am. Well, no, you know what I want to say first? I've been in Michigan 1 month on Friday, last Friday. And we moved, my husband and I, Don, and our dog, Chai, we moved from New Mexico. Yeah. And typically when people say, when we said we were packing up and selling the house and we were moving, they go, oh, where? And we said, Michigan. And they went, why? So I gave them the long story. But the short story, which I want to share with you, is you all know this. Go outside, look at that. I have been verdantly deprived for the last decade, living in the desert, literally and metaphorically. And my husband was born in Jackson, Michigan, and he retired, and then my job ended, and it was like, well, what do we do? And he asked me to come back here because he has family. And I chose Kalamazoo. So I'm here, I'm new to Michigan, to Kalamazoo, to you, but not new to this teaching, to the principles. Basically, I've been an ordained non-denominational religious science minister for over 25 years. Gulp. 25, yeah, did you notice it was like 25 years, okay. And my ministries have been mostly in California and then in New Mexico. And that, by the way, California, is where I met Reverend Mark and Patrick and a golden retriever. I remember a golden retriever. And we hooked up at the Agape Church of Religious Science. And I'm sure Reverend Mark has probably talked about that, but that's where our roots are. And then each of us went our different ways and did this and stayed connected every so often. And then when I made the decision to move here, I contacted Reverend Doug LeBeau, and because he moved from North Hollywood to Michigan, and he said, great, and did you know that Mark Anthony Lord is out at Saugatuck, which was something I didn't know what a Saugatuck was, and I'm still learning how to spell it. And we connected, and I wrote Mark, and then he wrote back, and then a couple of weeks ago, I get an email, are you here? Yes, even though we got here before our furniture and clothes and things arrived, but that's another long saga with the movers. And he said, would you be willing and able to come and guest speak this Sunday and next Sunday? And it was like, yes, yes, yes. And then I attended the Unity Church in Kalamazoo with Reverend John McLean. And I had the privilege of meeting this extraordinary woman named Marvinetta, who's sitting here with me today. And we went for coffee and found all of our connections in God and theater and life. And I told her I was coming here. And I said, well, why don't you come since you go to Unity? And then she generously opened her heart and said, why don't I drive you so you can just enjoy? So I've been blessed my entire trip here. And, you know, if y'all need, like, actual resume details or credentials, talk to me later and I'll give you that. I have a feeling that the fact that I'm standing before you with the opportunity, the invitation from Reverend Mark, and what I want to talk about, you'll know who I am. It won't matter about what's on the resume. And it's more about principle and connection. So my topic title actually looks better in print if you got to see the newsletter. I'm a word nerd, and so the word because, simple word, daily word, because, really started calling to me when I was preparing this. And that's because I took the word and divided it and had be, B-E, cause. Because. And the word because, at least in my experience, is often used in a way like a disclaimer. It's used because, well, I didn't, succeed because I didn't go to college, or I couldn't do this because I didn't have enough money. And often it has to do with an explanation and a defense mechanism. And I loved what the lyrics of that song, Live Like You're Loved. What a concept that most of us didn't have for the majority of our lives until we were graced with walking into a sanctuary like this, a community of unity. And I thought about the word because, and it's like, oh, because. And so I'm going to invite you, because it feels like I'm like the grandparent that gets to come today. The parents are away. So you invite the grandparent or the good aunt who comes over to talk with you, to bring toys and to give you cookies, which I smelled in the background, and just spend some time with you, to do that. And there's a little bit of a casual quality to that. So Aunt Duchess or Grandma, whatever works for you, is inviting you, starting today, this week, to pay attention to the word because. So if you hear or use the word, instead of making it a disclaimer, Well, I'm late because the alarm didn't go off. Any of those kinds of things, shift your thinking, because golly gosh, isn't that what we do in this teaching? We change our thinking to change our lives. We become mindful. We become present. So when you hear the word because, or you're impelled to want to say, well, it's because I... Take a breath, think about what this is, and return to the concept of being first cause. How many of you are familiar with that concept of first cause? First cause being the Spirit, the presence of God. And if we can use the word because, almost like a Buddhist little reminder, when we hear the word because, oops, it's like a bell, a chime. Because I am cause. Return to the being. To be the holy presence that is within you, to cause, because we have cause and effect. So if we are being cause, then we are aligning ourselves with that holy presence. We're aligning ourselves with the infinite intelligence, and then we're in control again. And I use the word control gently. I'm not talking about control. I'm talking about it's our charge. We are the arbiters, the creators of our thoughts, our actions, and our experiences. So that it's not, well, because it didn't happen. It's be cause. And there was something that in the reading that I had, there was one sentence in it that I want to play back from Father Wayne Muller. And yet it is not the act, but the awareness, the vitality, and the kindness we bring to our work that allows it to become sacred. So every time we choose to because, instead of because, we are moving to that place of holiness, empowerment, and sacred. And I believe that's what we do. That's what Unity churches, New Thought churches, maybe most of the other traditional churches do. We're working to a place to getting our mind, body, and soul to the place of being kind, of being receptive, of being courageous, of being empowering, and of being the first cause, spirit, that which creates. And we talked about the chakras and the creative chakra. We are creators. We are one with the what I call the grand creator, capital C creator. We are one with that because we have the same infinite mind and intelligence. But often we forget. We forget and we don't live like we're loved. We forget and we don't live like we are the holy essence of the divine. That each one of us carries that within us. That every person we meet, every opportunity we have, every conversation, and every single thought. Did you hear that part? Every single thought becomes creative. And when we think about that, that's so powerful. When I was growing up and people used to say something about being creative and artistic, and I would say, I'm not creative, I'm not artistic. I can't draw. Nobody ever invited me to play Pictionary because I can't draw stick figures without a ruler. So I thought, well, since I can't draw, sew, cook, or whatever those things are, that I'm not creative. Wrong. I spent years in all of the training and the churches and what we do to realize, oh my goodness, I am the most creative being that I know because I am in touch with that divine. I am in touch with first cause, being one with the creator, one with the holy presence. Every single thing I do is creative. I just forget that sometimes because it doesn't have flourish. There may not be the colors to it. It may be something that seems so mundane about our daily activities. Chop wood, carry water, very zen. And I have a very eclectic spiritual background. Go way back to starting with, TM and meditation. And then other meditation, and then religious science, and then United Church of Religious Science, which then kind of merged. And then all of the other qualities and teachings and Course in Miracles and mysticism, all those things. So I am a hybrid of God. And I've become comfortable about that because as the rest of that reading from Wayne Muller talked about, I used to think, maybe you did, maybe the people watching did, I used to think that in order for me to be spiritual, holy, and good, I had to do certain things because that's what you did to be a good girl. That's what you did to be holy. You had to say your prayers a certain way. You had to sit in a lotus position a certain way. You had to eat fish on Friday. I was raised a Catholic. You had to do certain things, and there are certain religions that do require certain practices and attire. I'm not saying that that's not important because that adds a sense of sacredness and ritual. But I felt that if I didn't match those things, then I couldn't be a spiritual being and that I was less than. Again, the song talked about it. You're already enough. And how does that happen? Well, you were born. You're here. You're sitting here. Are you here? Pinch yourself. Are you here? It looks like you're here. Okay. Are you here out there? Yes. I mean, you're here. Be here now. Ram Dass, be here. Being. Oh, well, you've all heard, because you've probably been in this teaching long enough, you know, that we are a human being, not a human doing. Well, we're human, which means in my book and what I do and what I see most of us do is do. We do with our lists. And some of us rewrite our lists. Some of us do the doing often better than the being. And that is one of the things that called to me about this teaching, about a spiritual practice, and it moved me in through ministry, etc., was the ability, the permission, I needed permission, being the good little girl, the permission to be. What does that mean, to be? To be who I am? To be authentic? Oh, you mean I don't have to wear a certain thing? I don't have to say certain things? I can be me? And fortunately, a lot of the world now is getting more comfortable with that, and or even inviting that, encouraging that within us, to be who we are, to find our true inner voice, and to let it sing. The word universe is uni, Latin, one verse, one song. If we can learn how to sing that song that is within us, our song, doesn't have to be anybody else's song. That's what the being is. I think the Beatles, who, in my opinion, are visionaries and mystics. The classic song that we know by heart, Let It Be. You know, we sing, it's almost like Kumbaya. Let it be, let it be. Yes, let it be. And let me be. Now, one of the hybrid practices in the last year and a half, I've been practicing some Zen Buddhist meditations. Because being who I am, I don't have to stick with one thing. I can sample the amazing spiritual smorgasbord that the universe offers me. And so I have been working with a wonderful Buddhist teacher from Santa Fe, New Mexico, Henry Schuckman, and this last retreat or work that we did was on koans. Are y'all familiar with the koan, K-O-A-N? Well, when he first said koan, I thought he was talking about George M. Cohan. And I got very excited because that meant Broadway, that meant musical theater, and I was like, oh, okay. But it's not. It's Japanese, Chinese. A koan are usually short sentences that are provocative phrases to take you deep into meditation. So we've been working on that, meditating with the koans. And I realized that one of my favorite phrases I've had for umpteen years is actually a koan. And I'm going to read it to make sure I say it correctly. I am unwilling to be the effect of anything for which I am not willing to be the cause. I'm going to say that again, and I want you to hear it. If you have to close your eyes or you want to do it. I am unwilling to be the effect of anything for which I am not willing to be the cause. Take that into your meditation, and what that does is it brings us back to the being. Be cause, meaning you are the creator, the arbiter of your thoughts, which are what creates your experience. And when we remember that, when we can get in touch with that through our spiritual practice, through daily activities, then we are expanding ourselves as spiritual seekers. We are creating the life that we want to live, not just the one that we hear about, not just the one we see on TV, not the life that we were taught or told we're supposed to live. And that's still kind of the nature of what goes on in the world today. If you watch TV or you read articles, you're supposed to think, act, do, be, eat, view, whatever, certain things in order to be healthy, wealthy, and wise, in order to be famous, in order to be popular, in order to be because. Oh, I just thought of that. Because of the wonderful things he does. Sorry, that just came. I do often digress, sorry. But it just was like, oh, I'm hearing that. Oh, because because. Maybe that's one of the reasons that that film resonates to us so much. There's such a deep spiritual meaning. Someday, and I'm sure Reverend Mark's probably already done that, you know, a whole Sunday talk on the mysticism and the metaphors and the metaphysics of our film. Wizard of Oz, Star Wars, Phenomenon, etc. It's rich, it's beautiful, and I think that's one of the reasons a lot of us are drawn to film and books, of course, since it started as a book. So now I'm breathing back to being here, because I segued and then I giggled and I embarrassed myself. And that's okay, because I was being in the moment, being present, and it's okay to be comfortable with that, to experience the serendipity of the moment as well as the kind of blushing part of the moment and the recovery of the moment. And if we can, I'll speak for me, I can't speak for you. You don't even know me. You've known me for all of 30 minutes. If I can get to a place where everything that I do, including something like that, becomes okay, that it becomes living from love, then I am living from love, and then I am giving love, which guarantees receiving love and starts to change the planet. One thought at a time, one breath at a time. And we often forget that we have that power. And some days and some times of history, we think, what's the point? That's the point. And we are each points. And I asked about this Christ candle and the symbol of the Alpha and the Omega. Well, to me, that's Alpha, and Omega means the whole shebang. That's who we are. That is the Christed light within us that guides us, that sometimes is hidden under a bushel of conditioning, a bushel of expectations, a bushel of obligations, a bushel of who knows what that stands in the way of you and me being authentic to who we are. So if you're living a life of wanting to be fulfilled now. If you're living a life of wanting to be wealthy and prosperous, prosper now. If you're living a life wanting to be healthy, be well now. Let that take place. As the first reading from Sunrise said, you don't wait to get happy. You become happy, allow happiness, invite happiness, and then those happy things, happy people, happy circumstances start to be drawn to you. How do we do that? It's because we're being cause. We are in charge. And if this resonates to you, the only other softening I would say on that is don't be hard on yourself. When you hear the word because, oh, wait, oh, no, I was thinking this, because, and I went into victim state, Go back to, being cause is just being, which means being aware, being mindful. And once you get to that sentence, that state of awareness and mindfulness, you have just changed cause, and it becomes the effect that you are willing to create. it's a whole new ballgame. It empowers you and allows that to reciprocate to everyone you connect with, in person or not, but mostly with that inner self. So as you allow yourself this week to simply be, it's a perfect week. You know, it's a lot of people on vacation. We're getting ready for a holiday weekend coming up, and I get to see you next week, by the way, which is really good because you know what? No, you don't know what happens when ministers talk, especially if they don't have a regular Sunday gig. When they get an invitation, when I get an invitation, it's like, I want to tell you everything I know in my 20 minutes. Everything. It's like, wait. Oh, I got to tell you about that. Oh, did I quote this one? Oh, wait, here's what you need to know. Because it feels like the entire, you know, all of my repertoire of God wants to share it. So when you think of, oh, I only have one Sunday to kind of give you every magic word that I actually have two. So I thank you, Reverend Mark, for that. So I won't give you everything today, because you probably have wonderful things to do in this incredibly gorgeous little town of Saugatuck in this, oh my God, there's a lake out there. I haven't seen a lake. I know, okay. Mm-hmm. Mm. You know what? I'm just going to take us into a prayer, a closing prayer, because I could just tell you things all day. And I'm available for conversation. And what I do know is that what I want to share, that whole retinue and repertoire of cosmosity that I have, is already within you, or you wouldn't be sitting here or watching. It's already within you. And you come to a gathering like this for the ability to go, you see me? I'm here. Oh my God, whoever you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Not only here, the Unity Lakeshore, you are welcome here. Here. And we often forget that. We need to be welcome within ourselves. That being that we are, coming from love, coming from the original creation of who we are. You are welcome here. So let's be here now. And join me, please, if you will. I want to just do a little closing prayer. So let the mind do its popcorn, hop around like a puppy or a 2-year-old. And maybe something was stirred within you. Maybe there was a spark, a freshness, an idea, a feeling. Be with all of that. Because you created this moment with me in consciousness. Even for someone who views this service online later, created this moment in consciousness because. And much like the Petoskey pebbles that you throw in the pond and they ripple outward, today's service, this connection and this prayer allows each one of us to expand, to express, to experience, and to be at a deeper and greater level than ever before. And so my prayer today is that if there is anything, or perceptibly anyone, who seems to be standing in your way of being the full, complete, divine, and holy child of God that you are, I know that right here, right now, there is permission within you, my prayer, to release it, to bless it or them, whether it's an idea, a conditioning belief that you've had, a pattern for years and years and years and years. Right here, right now, it changes. There is no someday my prince will come. It's here, it's now. And release anything that stands in the way of that greater experience of living like you're loved. Because you know what? You are. You are the beloved in whom I am, those magic words, the beloved whom I am well pleased. And as you know that, you stand taller. You breathe deeper. You walk with a different gait. And you see the God within those people you meet, even the ones that are often difficult. It's there. And so I am knowing that today's service, this divine intention, prepares each of us for the coming Independence Day this week, where we become independent by being independent with spirit. Feeling that sense of freedom now. We don't need a 4th of July. We create our fireworks from within. But how nice that we have this weekend coming up for the world to join us in that sense of liberation from anyone or anything that has held us back. So how good that is, how great thou art. And so now I wrap up this whole service, the music, the words, the intention, and the cause, capital C, because we are one, with the divine, the holy presence, right here, right now. And so it is with gratitude and with glee that I simply release this, sending it forth, letting it be, and join me together as we say, and so it is, and so I am, and so we are. Amen, amen, amen.
Thank you. Now is our time for giving. There are a few ways to give. The ushers are passing a basket and you can give here and now. We have an option to give through Venmo. You can simply scan the QR code or use our name Unity-Lakeshore. We also have an option to give through text. Send the word GIVE to 616-236-5205. That's 236-5205. If it is your first time giving this way, you will receive a link with instructions. If you have given before through text, then you can simply text dollar amount to this number. You can also give online through our website at unityonthelakeshore.org/donations. For those that are watching online, the link is in the chat. You can also mail in a check to Unity on the Lakeshore, P.O. Box 848, Douglas, Michigan 49406. We will now have another song.
Who's to say what's impossible? Well, they forgot. This world keeps spinning, and with each new day, I can feel it changing everything. And as as the surface breaks, reflections fade. Yeah, but in some way they remain the same. And as my mind begins to spread its wings, there's no stopping curiosity. So I'm gonna turn the whole thing upside down. I'll find the things they say just can't be found. I'll share this love I find with everyone. We'll sing and dance to Mother Nature's songs. I don't want this feeling to go away. Hey, please don't go away. No way, no. Please don't go away.
Upside down. Upside down.
Please don't go away.
Upside down. Upside down.
Is this how it's supposed to be? Is this how it's supposed to be?
If you are in need of support, there are a few ways to receive that. First is to email us at unitylakeshore@gmail.com. You can also phone the office at 269-354-7700. And there's always the Unity Silent Prayer Line that is 24/7 at 816-969-2000. Our book study of The Way of Mastery will be on hold for the next couple of weeks. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, please do so. This way you can share about all the great things going on here and engage with others. You can find us at facebook.com/UnityLakeshore. Very important, we are relocating to the History Center in Douglas starting next Sunday. We are very excited and grateful. The address is 130 West Center Street. This information can be found on our website and Facebook page. Are there any first-time guests with us today? You? Welcome, welcome. Are there any announcements from the community? Nothing? Okay. If anyone would like to make a suggestion or have any spiritual questions, there is a box in the back. There you can submit your suggestion or question. Now it is time for our closing song. Please feel free to stand or remain seated.
All right, Unity Lakeshore, that's a wrap, at least for this Sunday. I'm sure we'll see you soon. Let's sing together one last time this morning, or whenever you're tuning in, as we sing together, Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God.